I'm back. You sleepless god over here, being a king, sleeping with hoes, watching anime. Actually, I'm only doing one of those things. And you know what the fuck it is. I'm not sleeping with no hoes. I have no hoes. But back with an anime. Back with What If Deku was Venom and Carnage added together. Here, your sleepless god. Please subscribe, leave a like, comment down below with other what ifs you want me to see, or even just other stories that you just want me to talk about. And now, let's start the video off. Let me explain. Actually, wait. Let me explain what happened last time. Last time, we Carnage basically killed thousands of gang members. Reason for this: they went to the Midoriya household because they've seen basically Carnage, aka Venom and Carnage, together near that area, and they've kind of already scouted out the area, and they thought maybe that this house was something important to him, and something big to him. If you hear all this noise, I'm sorry. That's me moving around because I have to. Grabbing this fidget toy. The jokes in here. They're fucking child friendly, aren't they? So, he basically murders all of them, and at the end, he was basically saying he flew away, and this is where the heroes come. Now, let's jump right into this. Actually, wait, did I even, okay, so, Midoriya, they figured out that Midoriya's been hanging out near this house for a long period of time. They come over here to find out. They find out that it is basically the Midoriya house, and it should be probably important. So they tried to kill Midoriya's mom before this, and then he massacred all of them. And this is where the heroes popped up. When this happens, back to the video. Sorry, interruptions. God, it seems like there's a lot of interruptions. I live in a big city in an apartment building, so there's gonna be noise. Plus, if I pause the video a lot, not my fault. Not my fault. Here's another one. But see, now I have to whisper. God, I hate when this happens. But look at my. Get my microphone closer. So, as it goes, Midoriya is basically killing everyone. I can't even deny this. He just massacred everyone, and now the heroes are coming out. Because they heard the noise, they heard the gunshots, they heard everything. If you want more of a in-depth description, watch the other video. Come on, what are you doing here? But, now let's get into it. Now, Midoriya is flying above the sky with Hawks with him. He's doing maneuvers trying to escape him, but Hawks is on his tail. As he basically, what he does is the old switcheroo where he was like, okay, you can last this long up down here on the city, because he's flying through right through the buildings, but can you last long enough in the clouds? As he hits, he goes all around of Hawks, does a full 360 in the air around Fox, dives straight down, and Hawks goes after him, of course. And then, before he hits the ground, he grabs right back up and then straight into the sky. Straight into the freaking clouds. As he's just flying, and Hawks is like, no. As he slowly keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. As he keeps, and then he finally reaches the cloud limit. As he stands there. The this is impressive. As you hear, you foul villain, I will get you. Actually, that sounds terrible. But you hear this weird, like, really good voice. And he's like, you foul villain? As you see All Might in the fucking clouds. This man jumped off of a skyscraper building to get here. As he, boom, slams fucking Midoriya out of the sky as he starts tumbling and falling. He tries to catch himself with the wings, but they're all busted up, so he just says, impact is necessary. As he just, boom! He leaves a crater into the fucking earth. Car horns are beeping. He's like, scraping off himself as you see All Might drop onto a building, and then jump off that building into a little bit, like a smaller building, like in height, and then jump to the streets. As you hear him say, "I am here." As Fox flies down to the sky and lands right next to All Might. As you see, like, Nezu, Midnight, Aizawa, Cementos, you see a bunch. Like, almost the entire hero force, except, you see a bunch. You see Mount Lady, you see the entire streets are basically full of heroes. Like, corner to corner, back to front, every hero that ever Midoriya has studied on and noticed, except one. Number 2 hero, the number 2 hero. And he was like, that's good for me. As none of them have flame quirks, basically his only weakness. Sound doesn't affect him, and even like fire doesn't affect him as much. It has to be a heavy flame. It has to be a good flame to keep him under like wraps and keep the symbiote from caving inside of his body and going to his bloodstream. It has to be a good burn. I mean, like, like entering the atmosphere level of heat to even like to reach that level to make the symbiote inject and make him go into his body to basically keep safe. Every hero's there, bro. So he's like, an audience just for me? As you see his tongue, as he's like sticking out his tongue, like this long ass tongue, as he says, what's so interesting about me, as he flicks his arm, as he like makes a blade, and All Might's like, come in peacefully, and we won't have to do anything. As he looking around, as he sees civilians, he's seeing everything. As he sees his mom, his mom, like looking very close. Like, basically, they went to a full circle back to the Midoriya household. As he looks at all of these heroes and knowing for God's sakes, that he could beat every single one of these motherfuckers. Every single one of them. He unmakes his blade, and Venom and Carnage both start making, like, he says, 1 second, as he smashes the earth, as a blood spear goes around him, as he says, what is the most tactical strategy? As Venom and Carnage are starting to argue, Carnage is more on, let's kill everyone's side. Venom's like, let's see what they're gonna do to us, and we could figure out then. And then Midoriya's like, they're gonna put it in prison. We've killed way too many people not to. But there won't be any civilian casualties. And Carnage is like, what? He says, and Midori is basically saying, if we go to prison, we can kill them there, the convicted villains. We don't have to look for them. They're already there. As Carnage is like, agreed. As Venom is like, sounds like a plan. As the blood spirit goes away, as Carnage and Venom goes back into Midoriya's body, as he sticks up his hands and he says, I surrender. I surrender. Do not fucking shoot. I surrender. I fucking surrender. Please don't shoot. Actually, wait, I don't know why you want to shoot. I do not have anything to value. I have no family. I have no money. And I definitely don't have any power in circumstances. So, just take my word. Please don't shoot. And, you know, they put him into handcuffs as Ingo is looking at him crying as he says, Mom, don't cry. As he gives him a smile. As he says, I already died. He said, as he winks, he said, take care of that child of yours. As he's loaded up onto the like a giant truck. And they shut the doors and they lock it. And it's All Might, Aizawa, and Midnight in there right now. Basically trying to, like, if he tries to escape, All Might will hold him down, Midnight will gas him, and Aizawa will basically turn off his quirk. Or try to at least, or like get him to the point where, sorry, I gotta fucking do that. You didn't see anything. You didn't see a thing. But basically, they just drive him straight to UA. Basically, they drive him straight to maximum security prison for anti-heroes. Like, literally. Yeah, they're murderers, but they haven't killed any heroes or any, they haven't killed any heroes or civilians, so they call them anti-heroes, and they call them something else, so just, basically, when Stain got arrested, he would go into here, not maximum security prison, like All for One. Mostly because Stain is not much of a threat compared to All for One, number one. And number two, he hasn't killed any civilians. Midoriya is a little bit more sketchy. Because, number one, he is incredibly powerful. Incredibly. And they've seen him with his strength. He has taken a fall like 4,000 meters from the height, like to the tallest building in that city, to the drop of the earth, and survive. The only reason they didn't want to fight him. They didn't. The heroes didn't want to fight him. Period. The heroes didn't want to fight him. They didn't. They want him to surrender. They wanted him to quit. Because this man is a scary motherfucker. He is. He is a scary motherfucker. And they wanted him to surrender. And when he did, everyone did a sigh of relief. All Might included. Because civilian casualties. His quirk is way too strong. As All Might's looking at the kid. 15 years old. Scars on his... No scars on his face at all. His eyes look old. His eyes look like he has seen many and has lost many too. As his body seems muscular, but like severe. Like it looks like it's not like, oh, I'm buff. It looks like he looks like he does a lot of cardio. He looks like he's done a lot of fitness too. his eyes are not darty. They're not panicking. It doesn't even seem like he's worried. Not one bit. As they send him to basically UA. They send him to UA first. And the reason why they send him to UA first is the simple reason of Nezu. Nezu is one of the strongest investigators and strongest interrogators in the history of the world. The strongest, like, he has broken people that, like, been tortured before by, like, high security officers with his head. With just straight methods of sorry, it's nighttime. Sleepless God here. You understand that he has broken people without even touching them. So they bring him to Aizawa. They basically lock him up to a chair. And Aizawa is basically not Aizawa. Sorry, Nezu. Nezu is there. Aizawa is his wingman. It's always the wingman. He is basically the good cop, bad cop. Nezu's there to break the motherfucker, to crush him down, and Aizawa's there to build him back up, and to make him feel like he actually has hope. But he doesn't, you know. And Midoriya knows this. Midoriya? Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. The inconvenience for you. Midoriya knows this good cop, bad cop, like, procedure, and not falling for this dumb fucking shit. Especially because mostly he's fucking insane. So none of this shit would probably work. But, like, no, like, you think I'm telling lies. Like, oh, Midoriya is still sane. No, he's not. Not with Carnage and Venom in your system at the same time. He's definitely not sane. He is definitely very, very close to sane, but he's definitely not sane. And all the torture methods in the world can pale in comparison to whatever Carnage has shown him in his memories. So what happens is Aizawa walks in first, then Nezu. Now All Might's also sitting out in the back, and Deku thinks, so this is the most smartest man in the world, walking in like he owns the place. What a genius. As Nezu stacks his folder and puts it down below and says, let's start the questions. As this is where we're ending off the video now. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe, like, comment down below what other what ifs, or if you just like the video itself. Thank you very much. Hope you like it. Help me out with the YouTube algorithm because it's fucking terrible. I say fuck way too often to make the YouTube algorithm make me ever have sponsorships or commercials. This man will never let me breathe. Fucking choke slamming me into a fucking wall. Don't even cap. But thank you very much. See you next time.